వీక్షకులందరికీ శుభాభివందనాలు. ట్యూటర్స్ ప్రైవేట్ సంస్థ నిర్వహిస్తూ ఉన్నటువంటి ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ టీచర్ అబిలిటీ ప్రోగ్రాంలకు మీ అందరినీ సాదరంగా ఆహ్వానిస్తూ
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, this is Srinivas, the Integrated Teachers Ability Program. As part of this, I'm a COT training. So this is Srinivas. So here I'm going to teach you 10th class social studies. Then lesson name is India's relief features. Yeah, before going to that, what do you see in this picture? Yeah, this is a picture of world. So we can say the world political map, right? So here there are the different colors are there in this picture, no? So in this map. So what are these? So let us see. These are the yes. So here we can see that different colorful. We can say that. So all these are known as a continent. So in generally the political map will indicate or will tell us various boundaries of the continents. So that here we can say the continent from the from this is the north side, this is south, like this, no? So see this, we can say this. This is one particular continent. This is one particular continent. So like this, we have the continents. These are known as the continents. Continents. So there are the 7 continents across the world. These are the continents, 7 continents. So here, yes, as you know that there are the few lines are drawn or assumed on the earth. Can you name what are they? Yes. So those are the horizontal lines. Let us assume this is in the world. So there are the some lines are drawn like this. Some lines are drawn like this. So these lines, these horizontal lines are known as latitudes. What are these? These are the latitudes. Nothing but, so I think that the some horizontal lines are there on the earth. So these horizontal line, assumed horizontal lines on the earth are known as a latitude. So latitude are the horizontal to the earth. Suppose for example, when you talk about this one, so this is the horizontal. So these horizontal lines are known as the latitudes. Then in the same manner, we assume some of the vertical lines on the earth. Some of the vertical lines are on the earth. So those vertical lines, these are the vertical lines. So these vertical lines are known as longitudes. These vertical lines are known as a longitudes. So these are the vertical lines. These are the vertical lines. So these vertical lines are known as a longitudes. So longitudes. So now we can see this. These are the longitudes. Whatever the lines which are there in the vertical on the map, we can see this. So these are the longitudes. These are the latitudes. So normally we divide the Earth into two equal hemispheres based on the latitudes, even based on the longitude also. So these two equal half circles are known as a hemisphere. Hemisphere nothing but the 50% of the north part, the 50% of the south part. So usually these hemispheres are disintegrated, or we can say that part by the these. Let us say this is the Earth. Let us assume this is the Earth. This is an equator. This is an equator, which makes the Earth into two equal parts. Which makes the Earth into two equal parts. Right. So this equator will make the Earth into two equal parts. This south part is known as a southern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere. This is a south part. Normally, this south part will start from the 0 degree to here we have the 90 degree latitudes. 90 degree, nothing but we can say that 90 horizontal lines. 90 horizontal lines are there on the Earth. So up to this 90, nothing but the southern hemisphere will start from the 0 degree to 90 degrees south. 90 degrees south. So here, whenever we are indicating the latitudes or a longitude, we should mention the direction of it. We should mention the direction of it, whether it is a north. When we are telling about regarding the latitudes. So the latitudes are south or north. Whenever we are telling about the vertical, that is a longitudes, it is east or west. Right. So like this latitudes are 0 to 90 south. In the same manner, this half equal up to the 90 north. This is known as the northern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere. So it is a basic details about how the Earth is divided. That the Earth is divided into two equal parts. Those two equal parts known as a hemisphere, nothing but half circle, right? So this hemisphere are divided by the middle line. We can say the middle horizontal line, that is equator, the 0 degree latitude. So the upper part is known as the northern hemisphere. The southern part is known as the southern hemisphere. So these are the hemispheres. Here actually in our social textbooks they have asked whether India belongs to the which hemisphere. So in order to know those uh, uh, facts, so now I have explained about how the Earth is divided. So this is the middle one. This is a 0 degree. This is known as the equator. Upper part is known as the northern hemisphere. The lower part is known as the southern hemisphere. The upper part, nothing but northern hemisphere, starts from the 0 degree to 90 degree. The lower part starts from the 0 degree to 90 degrees south. This is the north. This is the south. So like this, the latitudes are divided. In the same manner, when we come to the vertical lines, so the vertical lines also have the same, though the vertical lines are a different one, But these vertical lines also will be shown by this east or a west, east or a west. So the vertical lines are known as the longitudes. These vertical lines are divided with the east one, eastern wing, eastern hemisphere. If we say about the western longitude, we say that the western hemisphere. In the same manner, the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere in the context of the latitude. In the context of a longitude, we can say the eastern hemisphere longitudes and then western hemisphere longitudes. So this east and western longitudes are divided by the another 0 degree longitude. This is a 0 degree longitude, mostly being called as a prime meridian. We can say it is also IST, International Standard Timeline. The 0 degree longitude is known as a prime meridian, or we can call as a Indian International Standard Timeline, right? So another name for this 0 degree or a prime meridian is called as a Greenwich longitude also. Greenwich longitude. So as this 0 degree passes through a name called as a Greenwich in England, so that we call it as a Greenwich longitude. So here to the east, this is the east part, this is the west part. So this east part, nearly the last longitude is 180-degree eastern longitude. The last one is called as a 180-degree west. But here the east and west will join together, so that we have the 180 east and west. Right. So this hemisphere is called as the eastern hemisphere. Eastern hemisphere. This is a western hemisphere. Right. So now we have got what is northern hemisphere, what is southern hemisphere, what is eastern hemisphere, what is western hemisphere. See that as per the latitudes, northern and southern, as per the longitude, eastern, western, eastern longitude areas and western eastern hemisphere or western hemisphere, whatever the manner we can say that, right? So now come to the point. So for example, if we see the world map, if you see the world map, as per the basic facts just we have discussed that. So this is an here this is a 0 degree, nearly this is a 0 degree, right? Nothing but here it is an equator lies, right? Here this is a 0 degree longitude, that is a prime meridian. Here is a 0 degree, here 0 degree longitude, not 0 degree. So this is a 0 degree, right? Let us assume that this is a longitude, this is a latitude, or we can say the equator. This is equator. This is a prime meridian. Right? Right. So prime meridian. This is a vertically off part. This is a horizontally off part. This is a line. Right. So now by watching this map, can you answer in which hemisphere the India is lying? See this. So this is a 0 degree. This is a 0 degree. This is a 0 degree. Nothing but equator. This is an equator. this is a prime meridian 0 degree longitude here. So based on the latitude, India is lying in we can say that India is lying in northern hemisphere. Ante as per of the latitude concern, based on the latitudes, based on the latitude wise, it is a northern hemisphere. Based on the latitude, it is a northern hemisphere, right? Based on the longitude, it lies in the eastern hemisphere. So this is a location of India. This is a north. This is a east. Based on the longitude, it is in the eastern hemisphere. Based on the latitude, it is in the northern hemisphere. So this is the location of India. So now we can say that India is lying in the northern hemisphere as far as concerned to the latitudes. India is lying in the eastern hemisphere as per concerned to the latitudes, right? So just now we have discussed that we have the 180 latitudes totally, 360 longitudes. So 180 latitudes, longitudes concerned to the 360, latitudes are 180. So like this, now we can conclude that India is lying in the northern hemisphere and then eastern hemisphere, even based on the vertical lines, longitudes, and as well as the latitudes. Now come to the question. So now just we have got to know the location, but here whenever we want to say the location of particular place, the accurate location must be say in terms of latitudes and longitudes. For example, if any friend wishes to come to your house, so if he asks you where is your house, then you can tell that my house is in some particular Huda complex. Near my house some landmark is there, so my house is between the flat number 20 and 21. So like this we can say that no, here and nothing but in order to locate one particular place we need the boundaries. So as far as concerned, to say the location of particular place accurately, we should use the latitudes and longitudes. As we know that we have studied in the 9th class, the first lesson, the grid. The grid is nothing but it is a convergence of latitudes and longitudes. Let us say this is a grid. So here our India is like, just imagine this. This is a 0 degree equator, right? Right. So northern hemisphere, this is a northern hemisphere, this is a eastern hemisphere as per. This is here the location. But here whenever we want to see accurate of a particular place, accurate location of a particular place, just we need to mention the longitudes. We need to mention the latitudes. So this this convergence of latitudes and longitudes is known as a grid. Is known as a grid. So grid is nothing but the convergence, the meeting place of two longitudes and two latitudes is known as a grid. So grid is an exact we can say that exact one which we locate, which we indicate the location of particular place. So okay, then we'll see the how where the India is lying in between this later on. So like this, so this is the northern hemisphere and hemisphere. So now we come to the part of this is an okay. So as we know this is an India. India is lying here. So now we can go to the where the Telangana is lying. So here it is a Telangana. Here this is the middle part. I think it is a very small one when compared to the country. So that here it is in Telangana. So nothing but so in our textbook they have asked the where the Telangana is. So Telangana is also in the northern hemisphere in the terms of latitudes, in the eastern hemisphere in terms of the latitudes, as we know, right? So actually tomorrow that you should do one thing by going through the atlas, you can identify the exact location of the Telangana state in your rough note. You come up with the what is longitudes, what is latitudes of our Telangana state. So like this, we have the location of the India. Right, come to the point. Here, India is in a very, we can say that vast country. So how we can say that India is a vast country? It is nearly the seventh largest country in the world. Seventh largest country in the world. So having the second place in a population. Second place in a population. It is a seventh largest country. Seventh largest country in the world. Seventh largest country in the world. But it spread in between the many latitudes and many longitudes, so that we can say it is in a vast country, but having different types of landforms, different types of, we can say, flora and fauna or vegetation, so that it lying between nearly 180 latitudes, so that it is in a vast place. Because of this vast place, because of different vegetations, different landforms, and different people, different cultures, different languages. So all these features are belong to or in the pertain to India, so that India is called as a subcontinent. Of course, though in continent we can see the various nothing but it spread between across many latitudes. Like this, India is also spreading or extending in between many latitudes, so that we call as India is a subcontinent. Whenever we refer to India in the context of geography in terms of world, we say that India is in a subcontinent. Subcontinent. India is known as a subcontinent. So before going to deeper into that, just we know what is the features, what is a little bit characters of the subcontinent. So India is in a subcontinent. India is in a known as a subcontinent. Normally, nothing but India is having the features of a continent. Normally, the India is having the features of the continent, so we call it as a India is in a subcontinent. Let us see let us see what is the features. What is the features that our India has? Let us see what is the features that our India has. India has. So actually, so this is called as a mind map. So through that we can easily grasp, easily understand what are the different content related items. So that's first one is a large extent. We can say that large extent. large extent, large extent, large extent, large extent. Then this is a large extent one. Then different vegetation, nothing but many types of forest are available. Then much population, then varied culture or various culture, we can say that various culture, so then we can say that variety of, or we can say the different landforms, then different climate, so then having the boundaries, different countries boundaries, so this all these features, large extent, large extent, or we can say the vast country, different vegetations, much population, various cultures, different landforms, different climate, and different boundaries, different countries boundaries. So all these features together, or because of all these features, we call it India as a subcontinent. Whenever we refer to India in the context of the world, normally India is being called as a subcontinent. So like this, India is in a vast place, different climates, different landforms, varied culture, much population. So all these features together made our India as a subcontinent, right? So generally in the exams, they may ask like this, why do we call the India is in a subcontinent? So these are the all features why India is being called as a subcontinent. Right. So now we have seen this. Once again, just we review this. First one is we have known what is the latitudes and longitudes. So okay, the latitudes are the what is it is in a horizontal lines. The horizontal lines. Latitudes are the horizontal lines, longitudes are the vertical lines, right? Horizontal lines and vertical lines. This based on the latitudes, we divided Earth into two equal parts. That is known as a hemisphere. So based on the longitude, we divide into the eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. So as far as concerned to the latitudes, India is lying in the northern hemisphere. As far as concerned to the longitude, it is India is lying in the eastern hemisphere, right? So whenever we want to say location of particular place, we need to use the convergence of the latitude and longitude. Is the convergence of latitude and longitude is called as a grid. Grid is in a the grid is in a one the convergence of latitude longitude, and which we can say the exact location of a particular place. So like this, the grid is as very useful to us, that as we studied in the 9th class, the grid is nothing but the latitudes and then longitudes, right? Then come to the next one, that we have discussed the features of the subcontinent. So India is having the big vast country, different vegetations, different landforms, different much population, various cultures, various climates. So all these together called as a subcontinent. So now we will go there. So as we just now we have discussed that India having the different climates, different vegetations. Why it happens? Because of the extent. Nothing but it is in a vast place. Vast place. Because of the vastness of India itself, India will experience the different climates in different parts. Right? Parts. So just in the textbook of our 10th class, we have a table is there. So that the table regarding to the sunshine and sunset of the Arunachal Pradesh as well as the Gujarat. The normally we know that the Arunachal Pradesh is a place where is the first sunlight or sunrise fall. Ask them.
Mommy?
Yeah. So this is the Arunachal Pradesh. This place is known as Arunachal Pradesh. This is the first boundary. This is the last one. So this is the last one. So this is the state of Gujarat. This is the Gujarat. Arunachal Pradesh. Right. So here between these two places, here when we look the extent of India as per as longitude, it starts from 68 degrees 27 minutes to 97 degrees 25 minutes. So the 67 degrees 7 minutes, 67 degrees 7 minutes. Whenever we refer to this zero, this is known as the degrees. If is only one on that is called as a minute. If there is a two lines on one particular numeric, it is called as a seconds. Okay, the 68 degrees 7 minutes to 97 degrees 25 minutes. Sorry. Sorry. So if you see this, the longitudinal length. This is the longitudinal length. So nearly 30. Longitude, nothing but if it 97, 25 minus 68, 7. So nearly 30 degrees. So this is a 30-degree longitudinal line. When we come to the latitude, it starts from the 8 degree 4 minutes to 8 degree 4 minutes to here it is the north boundary, the northernmost boundary, then we can say 37 degrees 6 minutes, 37 degrees 6 minutes. So as you know that this is a northern hemisphere, this is also north, this is an eastern longitude, this is also eastern longitude. See that, just remember that before the class, before starting of this, just we have discussed about how the longitudes and latitudes are divided, eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere, and right. So as you know that India is completely lying in the northern hemisphere as far as concerned to the latitudes. As far as concerned to the longitude, India is lying in the eastern hemisphere. So that's why I have written the east. East indicates eastern hemisphere. This E indicates eastern hemisphere. This indicates northern hemisphere. This indicates the north. Right. So now we'll see that this is also mostly 37 minus 8. Approximately this is also 30. And nothing but we can say that the India is having the 30-degree longitudinal length as per as concerned to the latitude. So, right. So this is also 30 degrees. So right. Now come to the point. See this. We can, if we see the length of it, if we see the length of this from the northernmost boundary to the southernmost tip. I think, do you know that what the southernmost tip of India? Right. The southernmost tip of India is called as Kanyakumari. Kanyakumari. Right. So from up to the northernmost place. So here it is a 3,214 kilometers. It is 3,214 kilometers of length. In the same manner, as far as the longitude wise, nearly 2,933. Sorry, it's not 1993. This is 930. 93 kilometers. Okay. So this is a longitudinal length. This is a latitudinal. So mostly India lies between the nearly 3,000. When if you see that east to west or north to south, approximately it's spread between the 3,000 kilometers of the length. Right. Now come to the point. So here, why we are expressing. So see this. Before this, that we have discussed about the grid. Grid is nothing but the longitudes. The longitudes. This is a longitude. This is a latitude. This is a latitude. So now, so if you want to tell in a particular place, location of the particular place on the map, we use this. This is a 8 degree 4 minutes northern latitude, 37 degrees 6 minutes northern latitude. So in the east, 68 degrees 7 minutes eastern longitude to the 97 degrees 25 eastern longitude. So this is a longitude. So the place between these two longitudes and two latitude is called as a grid. This is called as a grid. So the grid is nothing but it is the convergence of the latitudes and longitudes. Now just you understood that what is exact location of India, right? So whenever in the exam, if they ask what is the location of India, so we should mention that the India is lying the 8 degree 4 minutes northern latitude to 37. So 37 degrees 25 minutes northern latitude. Then in case of is longitude 68 degrees minutes, 68 degrees to 7 minutes to 97 degrees 25 seconds. So 25 minutes. So like this, we have to mention the exact location. So usually you will get the 2 marks question on this. What is the location of the India? Or we can ask like this. What is the grid? How can you explain the grid of India? So in the same case, the answer is same. So that we have to write the location, northern latitudes and even longitudes. Right. Come to the point. So in the page number 2 of our lesson, they have given the one table. So it is about the sunset, sunrise, and then sunset. Sunrise and sunset. So if you see that in the page number 2 of this lesson, the sunrise is at Arunachal Pradesh, 5:59. In the same sunrise, the starting point at in Gujarat. This is at AP or Arunachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh. This is so we will see that Arunachal Pradesh. This is a sunrise time. The same 7:20. This is sunrise. It is at Gujarat. It is at Gujarat. Right. Now we'll discuss why there is a at nearly 130 minutes, nearly or 130 minutes of the time gap between the Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat. Though these two places are part and parcel of India, Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat. Why there is a time difference between these two, Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat? Can you say? Right here, the reason for the time difference between the two places is because of longitude. Because of longitudes, or we can say that longitudinal length. We can say that longitudinal length. Longitudinal length. So as the India is spread between the 68.7 minutes to 97.2 minutes, no, in the eastern light, nothing but 30-degree longitudinal length. So this is a, because of this 30 degrees longitudinal length itself, the cause for this difference of the time of sunrise and sunset. Sunrise and sunset. So please be conscious. In regularly in the exam, they will ask the one question like this. They will give the table. They will just they will give the like a sunrises of a particular two places. They will ask why the difference between these two places, right? So whenever we want to differentiate that, whenever we write the reason for this difference of the time between the two places of sunrises, just we need to observe in the terms of the longitudes. As you know, the longitudes are meant for the time detection, so that because of this longitudinal length, how much it is a 30, right? That's why the time between these two are nearly the difference between these two are nearly 2 hours. Normally that there is a 2 hours of time between these two places, right? So can you know how much time that the sun takes to move from one longitude to other longitude? No? All right. So here, then we know that the sun, normally the sun, the sun to move to one longitude. Let us assume this is 0 degree, this other one. So to move to one longitude to other longitude, the sun takes 4 minutes. Sorry, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. So because of that itself, 30 into 4, 120 minutes. 120 by 60 is normally 2 hours. So here the time between the Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat will be the 2 hours. Will be the 2 hours. Why? Because of the 30-degree longitudinal length. 30-degree longitudinal length. So be careful, be cautious. They will compulsory ask the question regarding the between the two places. This is the reason. So this, with this we end this small discussion. Tomorrow we'll come up with the other one. Thank you.